Welcome in to episode 19 of our Let's Play Ara History Untold series. We are moving right along. We are actually in technology-wise Act 2. The AI has to catch up to us a little bit before we're formally in Act 2, but we're very close and essentially progressing already through Act 2 of the game. From a technology standpoint, we're rapidly approaching, and in fact, the very next turn will be a golden age. We have massive decisions to make on governments, as we have hit some major government milestones as we crossed into Act 2, which is kind of a fun and exciting time in the game of Ara History Untold. And so we've got those decisions to make, as well as seeing how many triumphs we can get built in our upcoming golden age. It's going to get exciting. Let's jump in and see where Ara History Untold takes us this week. We are here in our city of New Coahuila, and we're here because I made one slight modification to our plans. One of the things we want to build is the Library of Celsus, and we want to get that built relatively quickly early on in our golden age, and we don't have books. We have no books, in fact. Now, we have 3 libraries that are all building 1 book per turn, so that would take us 4 turns, right, to get to the 10 books we need. And so in order to make sure we could do that in just 3, I am rushing a library in New Coahuila. They were building another blacksmith that arguably we don't particularly need. We're kind of capped out on iron, I think, at this point. So we don't have to have another blacksmith. So I was like, we can take a turn. We can rush the library here. And that will allow us to then only be able to spend 3 turns on books if you do all the maths and whatnot. Hopefully we should be able to do that. I also made a big decision from a government standpoint. I said I was going to marinate on it. I have indeed marinated on it. If you look at our options right now, we are in a republic, and we have access to 2 more advanced governments than the republic. And specifically, we have access, right, as we talked about, to Empire, which gets us 2 extra city cap, and that is the main bonus of going Empire, but you decrease your production overall, even though you can make up for it in some ways. You will decrease your production in some way, shape, or form. Now, the other government that you might want to go into is feudalism, and feudalism is actually the preferred government type for this period of time in Ara, and that is because you can make a ton, and I'm not joking when I tell you, you can make buku money when you switch into the feudalist government type. But the problem is that it does not increase your city cap. What we are going to do, and this is going to hopefully, I think, be really interesting, I am actually going to stay in Republic through this golden age. And I'm going to stay in Republic through this golden age because I want the additional knowledge, because I want to keep our research churning along at a fast pace so we can get access to more triumphs. And I want the extra happiness in all my cities for the production bonus that your cities get when we are building the triumphs we are trying to do. We are attempting to get 3. I actually found a 4th that we might be able to take a shot at if we do things just right. We do have 15 turns in our golden age just because we're playing Benito Juarez, and so we have a shot at 3, if not 4, potential triumphs in this golden era. So we want to take a try at that. So I don't want the production reduction on Empire, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick Empire when we make that switch, which I think will be after our golden age. So we'll sit in Republic, which is arguably a bad call unless you're maybe specifically in this situation. We'll switch into Republic. So we'll stay Republic, we'll switch to Empire. When we switch to Empire, we want to have our 2 settlers out and kind of ready to settle, although we could debate whether or not that's critical or not. And then we basically want to settle those 2 cities because you cannot settle over your city cap. And then what we'll do is once those cities are settled, we will switch to feudalism and be 2 over our city cap. Now that produces a happiness penalty in our cities, but I think that's something that we can overcome over time, if not overcome it already in some of our cities. And I think it will be worth it from the perspective of we have a lot of land to settle. Like, because of the goneness, the elimination of the Indian Empire, we have a lot of land to settle, right? We have our 2 newest cities are here and here. All of this land has now emptied out, and all of this land up here has now emptied out. And so we need a city at least in between these 3 cities. We need something right here-ish, right about where we had the Indian capital, Delhi, was sitting. We need a city in somewhere in this-ish route. Like, this is where theirs was. That's probably a pretty good spot for it. It's, you know, it's got resources around it. I mean, that's probably the spot where we want to put the city. It gives us access to a really good chunk of things right here. I think it's well placed, so I think we want a city probably there. Arguably, you could put another city on the coast here, but the coast is not, like, it's not super rich. I think I might want to put a city up in here somewhere and take advantage of all of this. Maybe we take advantage of all of these kind of sea resources eventually. So we might look at a settle like here or here, even here maybe, just to see if we can't snag up a bunch of land up in this top corner as well, because otherwise that land will go untouched, right? We have a shot at most of the land here between Kalyan, Mahara, and then Talon. Like, we'll get a shot if we put a city in here. We can fill in a lot of this space if we get a city right here, I feel like. But I think we would need a city up here. So I think that's where I want to go with my 2 extra settles. And I think 10 cities feels like a nice place to sit. Eventually what we'll do is we'll just burn down Gurgion and Zico and probably just leave Milano there, or take Milano as well as like an 11th city possibly, especially if they put a palace there and it doesn't affect our city cap, because we might be able to bump our city cap through that. So that's the plan. We'll see how well we can execute on it. So for now, our focal point is going to be, let's get this golden age done, and then we'll make all of the settler switches, we'll make all of the other things, we'll do all of those pieces. So let's continue our game. We're not going to change governments yet. We're going to progress into our golden age. We already have the Hanging Gardens down. That's 3 turns away from completion. We have the Library of Celsus, which we are crafting books for, and then in 4 turns we will get access to the Cologne Cathedral, which we can build outright. It doesn't require any additional resources beyond what we already have, and so we'll be able to just put Cologne Cathedral down. I think we have a city with a spot to put that in. I'll have to double check. I think Neza could probably put it in, so we'll kind of go in that direction, and then we'll see if we can grab a 4th. But let's find out, and we'll progress to the next turn. This is all, of course, like, what happens if the Aztecs or the Mongols declare war on us? I don't think the Mongols will. The Aztecs might. We're still in a good space with Italy for now, so, well, hopefully. Anyway. All right, we got a region claim. We're crafting a ton of things. Close to allied. We are now allied again. I forgot about that, so there we go. No longer receiving sheep. Cool. Cool, awesome. Well, let's just take the wool then, I guess. I mean, like every turn we're doing that at this point. All right, we got our new libraries in because we rushed that. So we want to grab the books. We want to use, we're going to draw down our paper all the way down. So we're going to put the paper in. We will, oh yeah, we're using the leather right now as well. We're just drawing down on leather for these next few turns. And we're going to draw down on, we're going to use wealth actually to boost it because we need it to be as fast as possible, right? Oh, and in fact, it's every 2 turns. We should still be able to get there, I think. And we're going to set this. We're going to set this for just like 2 books maybe. And then we're going to pull some of, we don't need to craft books at such an advanced pace normally. And so we'll pull out some of the bonuses. Like we could just use paper probably to craft books. We don't need this to be some ridiculous thing where we're like going crazy on books, except for right now because we need them in order to build that triumph during our golden age. So there we go. Got our library, we got an academy in, and we got a blacksmith in as well. So we got way too many blacksmiths at this point. I don't even think we have we definitely don't have the copper, and we don't have the iron anymore to boost this either. So I'm literally just gonna let it sit there. I'm not gonna give it any bonuses. We'll just have it produce at whatever the production rate is. Which is fine. I mean, it's still per 7 turns, right? It's not like awful or anything like that. All right, we got that set already, so we are good to go there. Our scout is healing, and then we also have kind of exploration to do over here, and we've met some new people, so that's nice. Other units idle. We are way up here with this guy. We need to meet whoever this is. Have we met them? I'm not even sure we have. Let's push towards the mountains. Maybe it's probably a bad call, but I would like to bring this guy back home at some point because he's not really doing much out here. There's no hunts for him or anything like that. There's our golden age. There is the 25% prestige gains for 15 turns. It's effectively for 15. Normally it's for 10, right? If you're not playing one of the people who has the trait that extends them. Benito Juarez does have that trait. All right, new event. What is love? What is love? All right, so this is an interesting event where we get to choose how love is defined kind of philosophically in our empire. We can say that love is a god and get plus 10 security in all our cities for 30 turns and plus 1 force strength. We can say that love is becoming whole and get 1% growth in all cities for 10 turns, or we could say love is the desire to preserve the good and get plus 20 knowledge in all cities for 10 turns. So you're tempted to go for the growth here, I feel like, but 1% growth in all cities for 10 turns feels very small in the scheme of things. 10 turns, 1% added. I mean, you could just build a couple farms and you'd get this bonus. Like, if you put one farm in every city, which takes less than 10 turns to build, and you could get a permanent boost to, what is it, 3% growth or so? I can't remember what it is on a farm, but it just feels like, if this was a higher percentage, like 3% growth per turn or something like that, I'd consider it. If we were at war or needed to go to war, this is definitely your best bet. Love is a god would be great. You get it for 30 turns. You basically get it for the entirety of a war, and then you could rock and roll. We're like on the edge. If we were in a golden age right now and we were prepared against Italy, I mean, this would be a great pick. We could just take this and then just go for it, right, for the 30 turns. But I think in order to try to get to some of those triumphs a little faster, we'll take our plus 20 knowledge in all cities for 10 turns. That feels like it will help us. The question about that, right, is normally if you weren't in a golden age, you would be getting golden age points for having that plus 20 knowledge in all of your cities. That's going to give you a large chunk towards getting your per turn golden age points. So unfortunately, we won't be getting that because we're in a golden age already. And so all of those lovely bonuses or additional golden age points that we would be getting are not going to go towards golden age points, right? Our cities are still going to get that. And we are, in fact, researching illuminated manuscripts an entire turn earlier than we would have been as a result of that. And so that is handy for us, right? Like, that is going to work quite nicely for us. All right. We've met another nation. This is actually a nation that's just right across this little, what would we call this? A strait? Right across the strait from us. And it is Tokugawa of Japan. Well met, Tokugawa. How's it going? Neutral with you. Do you want anything? No, we won't initiate a trade with you. Let's see where you sit in the standings. Tokugawa. That is really handy for us. Tokugawa is the other person who is going to be culled. And so now we will have a scout that can indeed cross over here and be able to collect caches when they fall out of the game and are culled. And we also have a scout that is up here, that is near Belgium, who is also going to get culled and will be able to try to maneuver around and try to pick up some of the caches over here. Now, we'll have to deal with their armies. We already talked about that. But I think that we're positioned well when the culling happens and the AI catches up to us in techs. We should be positioned well to collect some pretty nice caches. And they do leave behind some pretty nice caches in between the ages when they get culled out. Okay, this, I believe, is our last religious verse. Indeed, it is our last religious verse. So let's see what the RNG has in store for us today. Devout Discourse, plus 5% preach and announce action strength. We're not even doing that because I just haven't figured out how religion really functions in this game. I feel like this is a perennial problem in 4X strategy games. Religion is either too easy and too simple, or it's too complex and then just you have no idea how it actually functions, right? We get plus 25% strategist pick chance or just plus 5% Paragon spawn chance. This actually, the Eternal We and this 5% Paragon spawn chance actually is quite nice. The more Paragons you get, the better some triumphs become, the more you can craft masterpiece works and stuff like that. So this is not a bad one. It's also not like my favorite one, but it's boring, but really good, in my opinion. So we'll take the Eternal We. That will be our final piece of our religion. These are all the religion pieces that we have, plus 6 timber per turn, plus 3 craft production in your capital for each region it has, plus 5% tax income. That's going to play a big role as we continue through the game. Plus 5% build production towards triumphs, plus 15 health in all cities, which is huge. That is a big one. Very, very nice. Plus 5 harvest production in all cities is nice. Plus 3 bonus prestige from constructing triumphs. Not bad at all. Plus 5 happiness in all cities, plus 1% growth of your capital for each city you control. That's another reason, perhaps, to invest in going to that 10 city cap. Get that extra percent growth. We got plus 1 housing in all cities, +5 build production towards all improvements in all cities, 5%. And then our +5% Paragon spawn chance. This is a decent religious roll. The RNG was nice to us. I feel like we got some decent stuff here. I don't mind it at all. Feels good. Every time you play Ara, I feel like your religion changes a little bit based on kind of what you see and what you get. And also like kind of how you're playing, right? You could obviously modify your religion to be very favorable for war conditions and different things like that if you take certain more military-oriented pieces of the puzzle there, right? Okay. We have a city idle. Marsh is idle, and I believe Marsh has all of their blacksmiths in. Yeah, so we don't need to build any more blacksmiths here. Food is food and dwellings actually are an upcoming issue for this city. So let's take a peek at where are we going to put our farms. Bologna looks like a lovely place for some farms. We already have some farms here. This is a 2 food spot. That's not bad. We got 5 territories in it. So I think we have 7 turns to growth. So I think we need a farm just outright. So let's go into irrigated farm. That's going to take 6 turns. So it's going to be kind of perfect as far as timing goes. It actually decreased down to 4, so that'll be good. So we'll get those guys prepared for their imminent growth. Our capital is ready to build. Our capital is going to hold. Where is our knowledge level? Where do we want Library of Celsus, I guess is the question, right? I mean, I guess we just put it down to whatever city can get it. But I guess what I'm saying is the capital, maybe even, I mean, we don't hardly even need to build. We could put the monastery here, though, even though we're sitting really nice. No, sorry. The Cologne Cathedral. Cologne Cathedral could go here because it would work really well because we have very low security in this city. So that's probably the play, is to build Cologne Cathedral here. So we'll wait 2 turns. So we need a 2-turn project effectively. And what we could start doing, because we're good on food and we're good on housing, is what we could do is go ahead and build a settler. 2 turns, absolutely perfect timing. We'll get a settler out here and get that settler moving towards our location, right? That will set us up for when our era is over and we switch over, we'll be ready to settle. We can make a quick transition into empire and then into feudalism to start to boost our gold. You can see we're spending gold like mad. I mean, we're spending 137 wealth per turn on crafting bonuses alone. Part of that is going towards all the paper that we're currently producing, right? So something to think about there for sure. All right, let's go check this really quick. All right, we're good on crafting stuff, and so we press next turn. Force healed. This guy is healing up. We need to get him to full health, though. We have idle units in this region. At some point, we're going to grow, right? We have time. But so let's pop up here. We'll get like a little exploration done, and then we want to end up near Belgium for that culling. And then I guess we're just gonna cut around the mountains. This spearman is kind of in no man's land now. We're just kind of hanging out with him. If it was a scout, I wouldn't mind so much, but I feel like a military force just kind of hanging out up here. It's not bad. The exploration's not bad, right? All right, and then this boat. Want to go south or north? Looks like there's someone to meet up to the north. Let's go this way. Let's go to here, and we'll kind of get an idea of what's going on over here. It looks like Japan's territory does not look like it's been friendly to them. They look like they got cut off pretty early on, which is probably why they're sitting so low and are going to get called, right? I've got a couple craft queues that are empty. We'll go deal with that in the national economy screen specifically. Let's see what those were. It looks like they were probably both workshops. So here we go. We got workshops. We got people cranking on metal tools. We have 40 of those in our inventory. We have people building our gears, our baskets, and our candles. We don't have anyone building our metal pots, and I like to have someone on metal pots at all times. Let's go metal pots. And can we throw the ingots at it? We can. It's 3 ingots per turn on these pots, though, which is pretty hefty. That takes us up to 7. That burns all the rest of our ingots. We're not gaining ingots at like any rate. I wonder if we need the pots that fast. We're already getting them 1 per every 3 turns. I'm just gonna set them to infinite build pots just using the wealth bonus. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Let's just let them do that. And then our other one, Let's see, rope is the other thing that I think is nice to start infinite crafting at some point. And since we have extras of a lot of things, I feel like I might just do that for now. I just might set some like infinite crafting here on the rope. Put the wool towards it and just infinite build that. That way we don't have to come check it. It makes it so we're gonna need to check it later when we start to be able to get other things. And if I don't get reminded at some point, that could be bad, but we'll see how it goes. All right, new population milestone in Messina. And Messina can start cutting off this border, right? Because the Italians are kind of coming from a border standpoint. So I think rather than dipping down here, I think we want to cut up, just push in this direction. I feel like that's a good play. We could go south as well, but again, we're going to burn that territory at some point. And I don't feel like we have to have any of these. I don't think we're going to build a wonder in this city, so taking Firenze feels like the best play here. Let's add something to them. Carriages probably is the best bet here, so we'll go carriages for that growth factor. And yeah, that's gonna, we'll start to try to cut this border here, right? Talen's gonna have to do that as well, but Messina can at least help in that process. I don't know if we'll be able to claim all the way to here with Messina, but if we can, we could cut them off entirely, which would actually be nice, because our whole northern border is formed all the way from here around, so we just gotta kind of cap it off over here, and then we'll have fully kind of cut off Italy, much in a similar way that they have done shenanigans to us down here in the south. We will do shenanigans to them over here. Not to mention this shenanigan. This whole shenanigan has been the most wild thing. We'll just get this dwelling down. We could put a farm in, and probably we should, to be honest, because it would boost our growth a little bit, but I'll just let it finish. Okay. I think we're set up and good to go. We are in our golden age. We are rocking and rolling, and on the next turn, we're going to have some things to do, so let's press that button.
Your nation has unveiled the Hanging Gardens.
Got the Hanging Gardens built right on time. Cologne Cathedral is now unlocked for us. You can see we've got the materials and the timber to build it. We're going to get, it's really the 300 prestige we're playing for, but the 40 city security is incredible, right? 40 city security is a lot of security. That's going to be great for golden age points moving forward in the city that we build it in, right? So the only other wonder that we might have a crack at, and actually we should have started crafting towards this, and I probably should change some of my crafting to help out with this, is we could take a shot at the Monastery of Battaglia. And the Monastery of Battaglia is pretty decent, actually. You get plus 25 production towards religious triumphs in all cities. Not bad, because we're going to build more religious triumphs. 25% build production is nice, and that doesn't matter where we build them. And plus 1 happiness and prosperity in all cities for each engineer and prophet in your nation. And those are the paragons, right? And so if you look at our paragons, if we come over here to our paragons, we have a pioneer, an engineer, an artist, and an entrepreneur right now. So we don't actually have any of those currently. So those little designators are what you're looking at when you look at the monastery right here. So engineers and prophets. So we have one engineer. I take it back. We have one engineer, and we don't have any prophets currently, right? So we'd be looking to get more engineers and prophets, and that's getting plus 1 happiness and prosperity across all of our cities each time we add one of those to our empire. Plus, we just took that religious verse. That gets us 5% increased chance of getting paragons. The more paragons we have of those 2 types, the more our happiness and prosperity go up if we get that triumph built. So we're going to click on brewing. 3 turns to research that, and we need 2 codexes and a bunch of candles. So what we want to look at is, are we building codexes, and are we getting those codexes out fast enough? Take a look at our Great Hearth. Currently crafting beasts, and I think what we'll do is, let's see, who's building codexes? We do have someone on codexes. We're getting 1 on the next turn. Oh, and they're actually getting 1 per turn. So that's actually fine. We're getting 1. Wait, well, this is 1 per turn right here. So what's our actual production right now? No, production per turn is 0.2. So we're getting 1 next turn. We're going to need another one, maybe a little faster. So I think what we'll do is we'll add a codex here to our capital. We'll spend the wealth, and we'll just get 1. Just want 1 codex. That's going to take 2 turns, and so that'll get us to our 2 codexes, right? So there's the 2 codexes we need. The other thing we need is candles, and we can get candles from, mostly you get candles from your workshops, and so I think we got to do that. You can get them from your apothecaries, and so I'm tempted to just throw everyone on candles for a little bit, and that'll get us much faster to our goal to be able to build our triumph. We are going to need more iron. They're building at 1 per 10. They're not being specifically useful, but hey, we got blacksmiths for when we need them. How about that? Let's come down here to our workshops, and we have one workshop building candles. And so I think what we'll do is we'll just put this last workshop that is not building anything. We'll put them on candles as well. And again, we'll burn the food oil down and the wealth, and we'll do like maybe 5. Should we do 3 again? There'll be 3 candles here as well. And we'll see how close that gets us. It will be relatively close, at least to what we need. Okay. Research agreement is ending in 1. That is actually going to put a hit on our brewing research time, which is kind of a pain. We got a new mine, a new farm. We already put the stuff into the brewery. Our scout is fully healed, and so we'll make our way across. It's going to be risky with armies going in here, but we'll see what we can get. We're also getting an idea for what this looks like. Is that looks like the Mongolian Empire maybe? Yeah, that's the Mongolian Empire all the way down there. So interesting. Okay. This guy's idle as well. For now, since we know that the act is not ending, we'll just cut through over here and just get a little more research. Scouting's already done. If this guy can go around the mountains, I like this play, so let's just keep him moving. And our settlers are going to, I believe, beeline for here. We can't actually do any of the research yet, so we're just going to send them over there. And then what we'll do is, I'm going to have this guy move to this territory as well. Let's do that. For defensive purposes, just in case the Aztecs are still milling about. All right. New Coahuila has grown. But it is the 9th growth, and so we don't have a territory to claim. We do have extra experts to put in. Let's see who is at 15. So that's not bad. And so really, we could put them into the library. Library is not a bad place. It's plus 20. Oof, man, that is nice. That is nice. Plus 20 city knowledge. Well, of course, it gets us to plus 20. So we're at 15. We go to 5 more still, and 3 research per turn. Definitely worth it, right? Let's do that. We also have another amenity to put in, and let's see, we got peace, we got grain stores, we got code of laws, and carriages. Scroll down to garments. I think we want garments in all of our cities. That is a big booster. I don't think we have garments in many of our cities. There is the Haying Gardens, one of the more beautiful triumphs in the game. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. We get the 25% bonus because we're in a golden age on the prestige for that. Love to see it. All right, settlers is created. They are moving. We have an idle city in Messina. And what is Messina? Messina's at 35 food. We're good on growth. And, they need a mill. We're going to mill in Messina. I keep talking about the fact that we're missing a mill, and Messina is the one that's going to get that mill. And so maybe Toronto? Toronto would be a nice spot maybe for a mill, and then we'll combine that with 3 of something. We don't know what. I think we're going to put workshops in, right? So we could just tack a bunch of workshops in there. Here's the mill. Our final mill that we can put down. And then we got to put our expert in. And we need our expert either in copper or iron. So we got iron, and then here's our other iron mine. Boom. That'll get us some extra iron, so maybe we can set up one of our blacksmiths to actually be advancing. In fact, let's go back over to Marsh. Well, I guess we'll do it the easy way. Go to our blacksmiths. Our newest blacksmith is not, I think both of them, right, are not boosting. So let's go back. We'll go back over here. We should be able to put the iron on now. Yeah, there we go. So we can put the iron in at least on the blacksmith, on one of our blacksmiths. We can't on the second one until we get more advanced capabilities of extracting iron. That's the only iron we got, right? We got one more iron mine that we can get online over here and put an expert into. So should be able to get all of our current blacksmiths boosted, which is not the worst thing, right? Okay. City idle. New Coahuila is also idle, and they can get a dock, right? We're going dock. Do we go workshop into dock? Nah, let's just go dock. We're gonna go over here. As always, looking at aesthetics. All right, we have an idle city. Callion is idle. They just built our wonder, and they are ready to rock and roll. Let's see, what can Callion put in that would be useful? We could get some of our harvesters online. We got a bunch of stuff here that's not even being improved yet. This is a granary that's not got a farm next to it, so I like that idea. I mean, there's so many different directions we could go, right? We could put an academy in. Getting extractors online feels good. Oh, you know what? We're running out of furs. We're having issues with furs, boosting furs, right? So let's do this. Let's put a hunting camp on... Let's put a hunting camp on these furs. That actually seems like a decent play to get our furs out a little faster. I think that'll work for us. Okay. We could also craft our settlers from here. Ooh. Change my mind. We'll put the furs in. Let's go settlers first. Let's get all prepped and ready for that. Let's go settlers here because that's a fast build. Honestly, we could probably do it the other way around, but I'd like to get them out and moving towards where we want to have them. That feels like it'll be a good move. All right, Neza also is prepared to build something. Was Neza going to build the library when we get the books, right? I think it is. They have 100 on their city knowledge as well, so we're not actually boosting anything in Neza. We might need to look for a separate city to put that. Wait, we should have the books on the next turn to start that build. So let's do something quick. We could just actually rush the settlers out of here and just let other things happen, but it's fine. We'll figure out what to do here. Let's see, what do we got? We got a library. Oh, we could put a building in here. That'd be probably a good call. Sitting on 28 food. We're okay on dwellings currently. Let's put our academy maybe in. That also gets us city knowledge, which is kind of funny. Let's go for it. All right. And our capital's idle, but our capital can in fact start building our Cologne Cathedral, right? We have a spot for it. We reserved. I believe it was this one, right? Campeche. Campeche, I think. Yeah, we'll put it there. That's probably our best bet. Because we got other territories we can claim down here for builds. It's a 4 territory, but this is just how it's going to be for us. So we'll go Cologne Cathedral. We'll put it right here. That one's got some resources we could pull out of it, so we might not mess with that one too much. We're also growing next turn, and food should be fine while we build this. 3-turn build, pretty quick and easy for our capital. Why? Number 1, it's the capital, so they got tons of production. Number 2, we've got the Acropolis is over there, right? And so we've got that going for us. That gives us that ridiculous boost to production in that city on the Triumph set. Next turn, tribe met. There's another tribe? Interesting. Oh, it looks like... Wait, where's... Oh, this is the tribe. Right in the middle. Right in the middle of the land of the Mongols. Interesting they haven't joined anyone. Alright, so we've got a tribe. Our research agreement has ended. We can't propose a new one for another, it's like 10-turn thing, so... That will just be that. That puts us... Yeah, we didn't... So we lost a turn on our research because we were at 2 already, I think, so that's unfortunate. Irrigated farm done. Dwelling complete. That's not bad. We have started Cologne Cathedral construction with a couple idle units. And again, we're not getting the signal that the era is going to end, so we'll just kind of keep moving around. Get our exploration done. Hey, some huts! It's exactly what our spearman was looking for, and now his journey is meaningful. We love to see it. Our army's just going to sit here. We are going to... So let's fortify. We've got this boat. I guess we go north with this boat. We could use more boats, you know? Make sure that's optimized. Yeah, 3 turns to come around the edge there. We got a craft queue empty. And so we will click and check on our craft queue. Let's see which one's up. We got a library that is done. Well, let's double check that we got the books that we need for our wonder build. And Neza could build it. Is Neza going to build it? I don't know. I'm just use it to check. Yes, we've got our 10 books, so we don't need to crank books anymore. So when we go over here to our libraries, we can start toning back on all the boosts. Paper is fine. We can take the leather out. We can take the gold out. 1 per 4 for now is going to be fine. And in fact, I probably do that. Go back through here. These guys are crafting 2 more. But again, we don't need the books at any rapid pace. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll just set them to infinite as well, so we don't have to think about it as they craft their books. We will have to set their policies. After we place the Library of Celsius, we will have to set their policies. So that's something to think about as we're kind of walking through that. I wonder if we should put the Library of Celsius here in New Coahula. No, their knowledge is super high as well. Which city has knowledge problems? Messina, but I don't think we have a good territory to put a wonder in. Sure, Talon, but that's because they basically don't exist. These guys too, right? They just don't have anything to work. So Callion is actually the best spot for it right now. Or Marsh. Ooh, could Marsh build one? Could Marsh build a wonder at any sort of pace? They've got a nice territory for it. They've got a really nice territory for it. An empty 3? And they would actually get some of the benefit. I mean, eventually it's not going to be a benefit at all. But how fast could they make this build? 8 turns. That's plenty. That's plenty fast. And again, it's just 35 city knowledge. So we're optimizing based on the fact that their city knowledge rate is kind of low currently. And so we actually get the best bonus out of that. I'm down to put it in Marsh. Spreading out triumphs a little bit is not the worst idea, right? Let's do it. We know where we want to put it. It's right up there, right? Okay, so let's go library. Here. Right? And that's a 6-turn build. We actually finished the farm. And be totally fine putting that in there. Okay, perfect. So we've got that started. We've got Cologne Cathedral going in a couple turns. We've got that one going. And in 2 turns, we will gain access to the monastery, which we can place in any city. It doesn't matter which city we put this in. We just need one with a good region to place it down, and we could just put it in. So, like, Neza could probably do it, because I know we've got some regions in Neza that we've been claiming for that. Callion could probably do it. We might get all 4 of these, which is pretty dang cool. All right, we got a Paragon available as well. Profit would be nice, obviously, since we got that profit going on. The +5 Paragon spawn chance, if we double that into the +5 we already have, that's not bad at all. Do we have a domestic advisor yet? Let's go check. What do we not have? Paragon. So we've got a chief advisor. We still have new cities going in. We can keep this here. We've got an engineer that is getting us +10 build production for triumphs in our capital, which is not the best, but we are currently actually building a triumph in our capital, so we're actually using that. We could replace our domestic advisor for sure. And eventually we want to move this engineer into our chief advisor spot once our chief advisor spot is not useful anymore. But we have other openings, right? We don't have a military advisor. We have a scientist already. I think we just take the profit for this Paragon spawn chance. And we want that in our domestic advisor spot anyway. But I think we replace
Buddhist monk and founder of Chan Buddhism in China.
I think we replace Imhotep, even though we're actually using him right now. I think I'm going to replace him. And he'll come out, and we'll have to put him into something else here in a second. So we have to remember to do that on the next turn, actually, because of that. New event! Alright. This is not my favorite. It's fine. Either way, the benefits are not great. I mean, the 20 relationship, +5 religious spread out of your capital, or +5 religious spread out of all cities for 5 turns. We just literally got our final verse, so we really don't need to spread our religion anymore. We need to maintain our religion, but that's literally all we need to do. 3 glass to get this is not awesome, but honestly, we've got 45 glass. For the 20 relationship, why not? Why not? Another event. Bad timing on this event. -5% build production of our capital for 10 turns. It doesn't matter. We're going to get the wonder in. It costs, we get +1 fabric and a relationship with the Wakayama tribe. If we decline, we get +10 security in our capital for 30 turns, but -1 relationship. The idea of +10 security in my capital for 30 turns from a golden era standpoint is not, like, bad, but I would love it if somehow this tribe joins me. I doubt that they will because we discovered them pretty late, but, I mean, why not take a crack at it, right? We'll take a crack at it. All right, we have generated claim in our capital. We are ready to grow. That means, man, do we pick a spot for a wonder here? It's so debatable. Like, this 5 and this 5 are really nice. We could do some really good work down here with this 5 specifically. But I don't see one. I mean, you could put wonders down on any of these, I suppose, but I'm gonna grab this 5 down here. I think we could do good stuff with that. I know we need a place to put that other wonder down, but I think we've got good places to do that already. 31 food still, but we got another amenity to put in. Let's see what we got. Let's see. They've got baskets in already. Do they have metal pots in. They don't have gourmet meals, so we could go gourmet meals right away. That's not a bad idea. We're producing gourmet meals at a pretty rapid pace. Metal pots is also nice. Their city health is already... Well, their city health is okay. Some security might be nice here, to be honest, which is kind of funny to say. But to be honest, gourmet meals is going to get us another 30 growth, another 15 food. I would just start slotting these gourmet meals in. Let's just grow at a rapid pace. Okay, we can put these experts, because there's probably multiple of them, wherever we want, right? Right. Some of the buildings, when you put an expert in, it gets you producing faster there. The mint would be a nice place to have that happen. So we're just boosting our gold by putting someone there. And then I guess we go over here and get the salted fish out a little faster. And also get more food. Now let's do this. Perfect. We're building wonders. We are doing good things. Maharashtra is ready to go, and I think this looks like a really nice like granary into like farms area. Maybe we just do that. Just granary into farms. We granary first. We farm first. Arguably we farm first, right? Let's farm first. It's gonna be a long build. But let's farm first. We could even rush this. Let's put some turns into it, and then we'll think about rushing it at some point. We're also defending that land nicely. We're trying to make our way up to here. New Delhi still has not grown. That is interesting that New Delhi is stagnating as much as it is. They're not putting a lot of growth emphasis into that city. Because we settled, what, 3 turns after them? Telangana is also ready to go, and that build is also easy for us because we've got food, we've got housing, and so we want to put here, the mine is going to go in. We'll get that iron out, which we actually do need more iron, and then we will press the next turn button. We're 1 turn away from unlocking our last triumph build of this attempted golden age. There's 11 turns left in the golden age. Got our region claimed. Friendly to trusted with them. Irrigated farm is complete. A couple idle units. I'm going to continue exploring until I get that signal. I think we'll pop out at least over here, and then we'll make our way back. We're quite a few turns away now, so we do want to make our way back at some point. We're just ready to next turn. We're just ready to press that next turn button.
You have constructed the Cologne Cathedral.
We have. We also unlocked the Monastery of Battalia just on time. And we'll go to Alchemy, because we have 10 turns left. So we go straight to Alchemy for this little extra bonus prestige. Should I be worried about that? No, but why not? We'll get Alchemy. It also unlocks Fertilizer and Chemists, which are very powerful improvements in buildings. We'll take the extra 25% on that 12 as well. That doesn't bother us at all. Go in that direction. We got a hunt done, which is kind of nice. War between the Assyrian Empire and Belgium has ended. Let's go check that. Let's go check Belgium's borders out. Do they still exist? They still exist. So that's good at least. We got a new academy in. That's not bad. And we have started the Library of Celsus. Spearman lost some health while hunting. That's fine. Okay, we hit the border here, so we don't actually need to go any further. So let's just get this guy moving in this direction. We might even like hunt this wolf. Maybe we just set them to do that. Although being damaged, I mean, we could just heal. It's fine. And then we are busy hunting here. We got a lion. That's a tough hunt, but we could definitely pull it off, I think. And here is this settler. And again, we can't see anything, but I want to end up here, right? So let's go to like here. And that's going to take them 6 turns or so. So we're going to be right on the spot for going into Empire for a turn, and then a quick switch to feudalism, possibly. We're going to craft you empty. I'm just going to keep them on baskets. In fact, we're just going to go infinitely on baskets. Just for a bit. Germany wants open borders. It is against my best judgment that I accept this. Although that does mean that I can move freely around in their territory with my spearmen, which is not the worst thing in the world. I don't actually mind that so much. We got our settler off and running. We have a couple projects to put in. Neza can put in a project, and if we want, Neza can go straight into the Monastery of Battalia. We got all our codexes, we got all our candles. Everything happened in the timely fashion that we wanted it to. That is a 10-turn build for them. We have 10 turns left in our golden, so it's actually perfect. And usually what that's going to do is it's going to come down. The question is, do we have a good spot for it? This 4, it would be useful for farms at some point, so we could put it here, up in this one. I'm not opposed to that. Let's check. Let's just real quick check our other cities. Do we have any better place that we could put this one? At a city that can build stuff fast. They're already building it. These guys have a 2. How fast can we build this in New Koahula? It's not going to be as fast. 13 turns, but I think we could rush it. It's so much a better spot here that I think we're going to try it. Let's try it here. Let's make a switch. There's the 2 that we could... There's another 2? There was two territories here. We should have been building... Oh, man. We should have been building wonders here. All right, let's make the switch. We'll bump them up. Arguably, if we finish the docks, then Monastery goes in faster, right? 12 turns, so we will have to rush it a little bit. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's rush docks, and then we'll build Monastery. We'll see what that, the docks, right, gives us 10% city production. We'll put an expert in and get it to the, well, it's 20, I think, in this game. The 15 that you'd have in a normal game. Let's rush docks. Should have rushed it last turn if we would have realized this, but that's okay. Let's rush docks. And we'll try to build a monastery in New Koahula. That's just it's a better use of our space. It's a better use of our space. Okay, so Neza can now build just about anything, right? So maybe they're good on food. Oh, you know what? Might be best if we just put in... the dwelling. Might be best if we just put in the dwelling. We're like, hey, we don't have to. But we'll just get that done. Let's just get that done. Our capital also has nothing to build. But again, we didn't want to build the wonder here because it's like a 4, it's a 5. Like, we got this. We just don't want to do that, right? Okay. Let's see. What do we want to do in our capital? Man, we could do so many things now. It really, like, opens up the world to us, right? Here we have our inn, which is currently our only inn, right? Because of the thing, what we're playing. We have our library. We have our academy. And if we put another cultural or commerce one in, we could get a boost on this. So what do we need? Cultural or commerce ones? We could put the arena in here. That is not a bad idea. We do not need the happiness here. In fact, why would we do this? Why would we do this? Because it removes the arena from our queue. It just wouldn't be in our list anymore. That's honestly the reason. Can I put multiple grocers in? No. Yeah, one per city? That is so weird. So if you're on an updated patch, you have 3 grocers per city. Again, we're going to go over on city cap, so we're going to want good production here. So let's go here, arena. That'll maximize our inn and the expert that we have there already. So that feels good. Here's a triumph that they just finished. It is a stunning triumph. There it is. Cologne Cathedral. Very lovely. Look at that. The detail they put into their triumph builds. Oh, I love the ambiance. That's awesome. I didn't realize that on some of the triumphs. If you zoom on them, they've got little special ambiance effects and music. That's pretty slick. All right, we hit next turn. Let's keep this golden age moving. Let's see how many turns through we can get. Frederick cleared. That war has begun. Japan has declared a skirmish in the Mongol Empire. That is not surprising. That is also well, they got some decent little armies. Let's see if they can stack up against the Mongolian Empire. You know what would be great? Is if before they went into decline, if their armies got wiped out by the Mongols. That'd be perfect, because then we could go pick up all the caches with limited interference. All right. Japan also doesn't like me anymore. That's fair. Oh, there's even coins from Italy. Well, it was good while it lasted. We get some precious metals. Switch to precious metals. Done. It was good while it lasted. We got some coins from them. All right, the docks are in. That actually does mean we want to do a thing. Look at the borders of this. Look at the borders of this. So dumb. I blame the Italians. All right, let's switch out. Let's see. Probably our best switch here would be out of the black. We don't need one in the blacksmith, right? We'll put them in the docks. That gets us to our plus 20 in this one. It got nerfed in the updated patches, so like plus 15. And that puts our build at 11. And, 9. So we actually, man, I thought that would have helped. I thought that would have helped more. Maybe the numbers haven't updated. We'll have to see on the next turn. Because it feels like with that build production, we would have been doing better. But instead, not so much, huh? Okay, interesting. Well, we'll have to make sure we buy it out at the end, which is fine. If you don't mind. I'm gonna go hunt this lion. We got the health to do it. Make it happen. We're just keep cruising, right? This guy is just like ready. We're just gonna I'm just gonna have him. I guess we could put him over here and then like get him in the water, do a little bit of exploration, but we're just gonna be ready. Paragon available. Now we have to choose another paragon. Do we have a cultural advisor? We don't have a foreign advisor. We know that, but I don't like any of the foreign advisor stuff here. Do we have a cultural advisor? Oh, we don't. We don't have a cultural advisor. What do we want? Oh, we also need to reassign Imhotep. Eventually we want Imhotep here. But for now, I guess we just put him on Masterpiece Proficiency. And then we will grab a good cultural advisor. So we don't have a culture. Culture improvements by +1 research. That's fine. We take this writer. They don't have a cultural advisor. We'll take extra research, yeah. Why not? That sounds like a great plan. Cool. Nation rankings have changed. None of this has changed at the bottom, and we are still... Oh my goodness. We're in the clear by 1,000,000. We have snowballed this thing into oblivion. We are playing on a pretty... Like, what are we playing on? We are playing above default. I think we're a notch or two above the standard difficulty, but I am playing on the highest difficulty level against Emperor level people on my Twitch streams over at twitch.tv/magicmoose, and we've snowballed that game already. So yeah, we've got everything taken care of, so it seems. All right, Marsh, what do you want to do? What's the plan for expansion in Marsh? Oh man, we could go anywhere, right? There's no... Just pick the best territory. There's a 5 right here. There's a 5 right here. Ooh, man. Both of those are nice. This got a lot of lumber. Start filling in. Oh, they need food. They need food. We could do food. We have a farm we could put these guys in. Boom. Farm. Fix the food problem to 0. You'd love to see it. All right, one more turn. One more. And we'll call it an episode. Like, we're going pretty slow, but we're seeing precious metals. That was also nice while it lasted. Oh, we'll take the coin again. You got more coin back now? Yeah, again, that needs to be... I wish they'd fix that. There's a dwelling. Construction on the Monster of Battaglia has begun. And did that drop in turns? Let's see. No, still 10. Still 10, so we'll have to buy that out. We got plenty of gold. We'll buy it out at the end to finish it. All right, this guy is here. They are ready, so we'll have them wait. Craft view is empty. We'll go fix that in the craft view screen. Swing over here to this gathering hall, and we can start crafting festivals. It's tempting to start crafting festivals. We might as well probably start crafting festivals. We are out of codexes, which also is used to build the Sagrada Familia, which we will want when we get there. So you know what? Scratch that. I'm gonna put another. Let's go codexes. Population milestone for Telangana. That is lovely, and we want to continue claiming towards the border. And in fact, we can make a nice cut here, right? We got the iron, we got the dyes, and we could claim here, or we could just claim all the way to the border right away. Oh, you know what? This is a nice claim, though. It's a 5, and I don't want them to have this. I'm going to grab this, and then we'll try to go down here next. I was debating just cutting it off here just to ensure we got the cut, but yeah, we claimed here as technically, this is still a good play. This is a fine play. Messina or Telangana could claim this up here, and then we'd have our border set, which would be really nice. Neza is ready to build once again. And, oh yeah, did we put a dwelling in there? I think we did, right? We filled in their dwelling. Let's get them to continue crafting apothecaries. Oh, except we're 1 turn away from chemists. We're 1 turn away from chemist, so maybe we don't do that. We don't do chemist. And maybe instead we finish by putting a farm right here. Let's do a farm right here, and then we'll start building chemists where those apothecary builds were going in. We're gonna want those in relatively quickly. Or I think we can get 1 more turn done. Let's go 1 more. There's our 12 prestige. There's unlocking of the chemist. We will go to stained glass because we're going to need it, and we'll also go to decorative arts. We're going to debate between stirrups and crossbows and whether we even need those. You get an artisan studio online if we go to decorative arts, but let's get the ability to craft stained glass. That's required for several triumphs that we're going to go after. Right out of furs again. Yeah, so we did run ourselves straight out of furs. We are getting furs online here shortly, though, so that's not bad. Oh, there's even wolves from Italy. Well, we'll take the sheep then. That's so funny. There's the hunting camp, so now we're actually getting some wolves and the arena. We got those 2 in. 35 health while hunting a lion. Uh-oh. Has he got enough to hunt it? Yeah, he's got 50, so he can do that last hunt. He might have to heal up here. We'll have him keep exploring. Battle units here, and okay. I guess we jump in the water? Might as well. Still haven't gotten the signal at all that anyone's leaving. We'll wait again here. We can actually make that switch now, right? No, because we still want the production. We still want us to max production in any of our cities that are building the wonders, right? We still are doing that. All right, we have a couple of, well, at least 1. Workshop and vital. We'll just set them to infinite craft candles. That's probably, we should probably leave an apothecary for that rather than a workshop, but let's just roll with that for now. We got excess and everything. Again, we don't need an excess loom, although we could get some excess looms just for when we do get the next building in that set, if it has the loom in it. Right, population milestone in Mahar. Oh, right. Man, they still haven't grown. Will we go here? We're creeping in the direction we need. We will go into grain stores. So we throw even faster. And we're creeping towards the dyes that we oh so much desire. They grew this way. So they go this way, which now means... okay. Well, we could go this way next time then to cut them off. And then go up here to the dyes, because they didn't grow this way. If that's wise. We might. We'll have to debate that. Galleon is ready to build again. Let's see. They don't have an academy in yet. They don't have an altar in yet. Altars we're not going to be able to build anymore, actually. It does get us city knowledge and resource per turn. I am not opposed to those things. Like, those are nice things, right? They also, we have the ability to get grocers, and we should probably be putting grocers in. Right. Let's get our grocers started. I think that's a really decent plan. Ciudad is ready to build as well. Food is okay, dwellings are fine, and we should also look for a grocer here, to be honest. Do we have a really nice, spot? This one, actually. We could grocer this and then farm all of this. Let's do that. Let's go grocer. I don't think we have one here yet. Grocer into, straight up farms. We also have experts. Experts and placing experts get very... It just gets difficult after a while. You know what? We have a farm here that doesn't have, at least get 1 expert into a farm. It's probably not the best play. I actually don't mind a butcher shop over here having it. Let's do that. Oh, we have another. So we actually grew. Yeah, I think we'll go metal pots here. We are infinite crafting metal pots. We get the metal pots in. It's not bad, right? It gets us plus 10 prosperity, plus 15 health. Although we're pretty much maxed on things. It might not even be useful. As we grow, hopefully that will pay off for us. All right, and that will do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed the content, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you know when we release these videos. Next time, we continue through our golden age, see if we can't get those last triumphs completed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you for the next one.